Ladies and gentlemen, let me ask you something. When was the last time you truly took a hard, honest look at yourself? Not at your circumstances, not at the people around you, but at you. When was the last time you realized that everything you've been waiting for, success, peace, happiness, lies not out there in the world, but right here within you? You see, the moment you take full responsibility for your own life, you take back control. Too many people are out there waiting for a savior, waiting for a break, waiting for the right circumstances to come along. But here's the cold, hard truth. No one is coming to save you. The sooner you realize that, the sooner you can step into your own power. It's easy to point fingers. We've all done it. Blame someone else, blame the system, blame the economy, blame bad luck. But guess what? As long as you're blaming something or someone outside of yourself, you're giving away your power. You're telling yourself that you have no control. You're saying, I can't change this. But here's the reality. You are the one who has the power to change everything. Taking responsibility means owning every part of your life, both the victories and the failures. It means looking in the mirror and saying, I'm the one who controls my future. I'm the one who determines what happens next. I am responsible for my own success. It's not easy. It's much easier to keep making excuses. But when you take responsibility for your life, you stop looking for excuses and you start looking for solutions. You start focusing on what you can do, not on what you can't. You stop waiting for life to happen to you and you begin to create the life you want. So ask yourself right now, are you ready to own your life? Are you ready to stop letting outside factors dictate your destiny? Because once you accept responsibility for yourself, your choices, your actions, your success, your failures, you become unstoppable. Your mindset is the most powerful tool you have at your disposal, and yet so many people underestimate it. Think about it. Every action you take, every decision you make is shaped by how you think, the way you see the world, the way you see yourself, all starts in your mind. If you approach life with a mindset of limitation, you'll find yourself trapped by your own beliefs. If you tell yourself, I can't do this, or I'm not good enough, guess what? You'll never push past those barriers. But if you flip that mindset around, if you start telling yourself, I can do this, I have what it takes, your entire reality changes. You have to understand this. What you believe about yourself is what you will become. If you think you're a failure, then you will be. If you think you're a success, then you are. Your thoughts dictate your actions, and your actions shape your results. It's a cycle that you control. Focusing on your mindset means training yourself to think positively, even in the face of adversity. It means looking at challenges not as roadblocks, but as opportunities to grow, to learn, and to push forward. It means shifting your perspective and choosing to see setbacks as temporary, not permanent. A person with the right mindset doesn't get discouraged by a failure. They get excited by the chance to improve and do better. You also need to understand that your mind can be your best ally or your worst enemy. If you constantly doubt yourself or let negative thoughts take over, you're fighting a battle you can't win. But if you train your mind to see opportunity, to seek growth, to focus on solutions instead of problems, then nothing can stop you. You must take charge of your thoughts and choose to feed them with positivity, self-belief, and determination. The world may try to drag you down, but your mindset is your armor. When you build a strong, resilient mindset, there's no challenge too big, no obstacle too tough. You'll face life's challenges head on with the belief that you can and will overcome them. So ask yourself, what's your mindset right now? Are you focused on your limitations or are you focused on your potential? Because the moment you shift your mindset, that's when the world around you starts to shift too. True strength doesn't come from the outside. It doesn't come from external validation, accolades, or possessions. It comes from within you. from the very core of who you are. And building that inner strength is the foundation for everything you want to achieve in life. It's easy to think strength is about how much weight you can lift in the gym or how well you can show up for others. But the real test of strength is in your mind, your spirit, and your resilience. It's the ability to push through when things aren't going your way, to keep moving forward even when you feel like giving up. Inner strength is about finding the courage to face yourself, to face your fears, and to show up every single day, even when it feels like the world is against you. When you focus on building inner strength, you begin to develop a deeper sense of self-awareness. You become more attuned to your emotions, to your thoughts, and to the way you react to the world around you. You stop being at the mercy of your circumstances, and you start controlling how you respond to them. Part of developing this inner strength is being honest with yourself. A lot of people avoid looking at their weaknesses because they're afraid of what they might find. But that's where growth happens. The moment you confront your weaknesses head on is the moment you gain the power to overcome them. It's not about being perfect. It's about acknowledging your flaws and using them as stepping stones toward becoming the best version of yourself. And remember, building inner strength is not a one-time thing. It's a constant process. It's about consistently challenging yourself, setting goals, and holding yourself accountable. It's about showing up when no one else does. It's about doing the hard work that no one else sees. Because the truth is, the strongest people are often the ones who face the most adversity, who fought battles that no one even knows about. True strength is what allows you to stay grounded in the face of uncertainty. It's the ability to trust yourself, to believe that no matter what happens, you will find a way through. It's about building a resilience that can withstand the toughest of storms. So ask yourself, are you building your inner strength every day? Are you challenging yourself, growing through adversity, and facing your fears? Because when you develop that inner strength, nothing can break you. You'll become unstoppable no matter what life throws your way. Before you can truly focus on yourself, you first need to understand who you are, your strengths, your weaknesses, your passions, and even your fears. Self-awareness is the key to everything. Without it, you're simply going through the motions, reacting to life rather than actively shaping it. It's like driving a car without knowing where you're going. You might get somewhere, but you'll have no real direction. Being self-aware means taking the time to reflect on your own life, your decisions, and your actions. It means being brutally honest with yourself, even when it's uncomfortable. You need to ask yourself tough questions. What drives you? What are your true motivations? What patterns do you keep repeating that are holding you back? The answers to these questions will reveal who you really are at your core, and that's where the journey begins. Self-awareness also involves acknowledging your weaknesses. It's easy to focus on your strengths, to think about the things you're good at, but it's in recognizing your flaws that you find the real opportunities for growth. Whether it's impatience, procrastination, self-doubt, or fear of failure, acknowledging these traits is the first step to overcoming them. But here's the thing. Don't be afraid to face the parts of yourself that you wish you could avoid. The only way to truly grow is to confront those parts and decide to make a change. The beauty of self-awareness is that it empowers you to make better choices. Once you have a clear understanding of who you are and what drives you, you can begin to take action in a way that aligns with your true self. You stop living according to someone else's expectations and start living in a way that reflects your own values, your own vision for your life. You can't walk a path that's not meant for you. So you have to be clear about your own road. Self-awareness also allows you to manage your emotions more effectively. The more you know about yourself, the better you'll understand how you react to certain situations. You'll be able to control your emotions rather than letting them control you. That's a powerful skill to have in life. You can't control what happens around you, but you can always control how you respond to it. True self-awareness goes beyond just knowing your likes and dislikes. It's about understanding your deeper motivations, your fears, and your desires. It's the process of becoming the most honest, authentic version of yourself. And once you embrace that truth, you'll unlock the potential to take your life to places you've never dreamed of. So I ask you, how well do you know yourself? Are you willing to take the time to truly understand who you are, what drives you, and where you want to go? Because when you have that self-awareness, the power to transform your life is in your hands. The road to success is not a straight path. It's not a smooth, predictable journey. In fact, it's often filled with obstacles, setbacks, and moments when you feel like giving up. But here's the key. Challenges are not roadblocks. They are opportunities. They are opportunities to show yourself just how strong, how resilient, and how determined you really are. When life throws challenges at you, and it will, your ability to embrace them is what sets you apart. You see, many people crumble when things get tough. They quit, they get discouraged, or they start doubting themselves. But successful people don't run from challenges. They face them head on. They understand that failure is a part of success, not a sign to stop. The greatest achievements in history have been built on a foundation of repeated failures. What matters is how you respond to those challenges. There's a simple truth. Every challenge you face is a chance to grow. Whether it's a personal failure, a financial setback, or a professional roadblock, each challenge brings with it lessons that can push you to become better. When you embrace challenges, you stop seeing them as something to avoid. Instead, you start seeing them as fuel to propel you forward. But embracing challenges doesn't mean taking them lightly or rushing into things without thinking. It means being prepared to face adversity with a clear mind and a determined heart. It means accepting that there will be bumps along the way, but also knowing that each obstacle is temporary and you are stronger than any challenge you encounter. Here's the thing, success isn't built on comfort. Success is built on overcoming difficulties. It's built on persistence in the face of hardship. You have to train yourself to stay focused when things get tough. You have to develop a mindset that says, this challenge is hard, but I'm harder. Because the moment you stop running from challenges and start facing them, you unlock a power within yourself that most people will never know. And it's not just about getting through challenges, it's about growing through them. Every time you overcome something difficult, you learn more about yourself. You learn what you're capable of. And you begin to see that there's no limit to what you can achieve when you refuse to quit. So ask yourself, when challenges come your way, do you run or do you rise? Because when you learn to embrace challenges, you will build the resilience needed to keep moving forward no matter what life throws at you. And that resilience, that's what will lead you to the success you're looking for. There's a difference between being selfish and taking care of yourself. Too often, people confuse self-focus with being egocentric. But here's the reality, you cannot pour from an empty cup. If you are constantly giving and giving without filling yourself up, you will eventually run out of energy, passion, and strength. And when you're drained, you are not at your best for anyone, least of all for yourself. Focusing on yourself means valuing your own well-being. It's about understanding that your needs, your dreams, and your happiness matter just as much as anyone else's. Self-worth is not about being better than others. It's about recognizing your own value and treating yourself with the respect you deserve. When you focus on yourself in this way, you stop waiting for others to validate you. This isn't about being selfish in the negative sense. It's about making yourself a priority in a world that often demands your attention in a million different ways. It's about recognizing that you can't serve others if you're not in a healthy place yourself. You need to invest in your own growth, health, and happiness. Because when you are whole, you bring your best self to every situation, every relationship, and every challenge. Taking time to focus on yourself is not an act of arrogance. It's an act of self-respect. It's an understanding that you can't give your best to anyone if you're constantly putting yourself last. And here's the thing. When you start valuing yourself, when you start focusing on your own growth and happiness, others will take notice. They'll respect you more and they'll follow your example. You'll become a model of how to live a fulfilling, balanced life. You'll inspire those around you to do the same. Focusing on yourself also means setting boundaries. It means saying no when something doesn't align with your values, your goals, or your well-being. You don't have to please everyone. It's okay to prioritize your own needs and say no to things that drain you or distract you from your purpose. Boundaries protect your energy and keep you aligned with what truly matters. It's easy to get caught up in the demands of life, in the expectations of others, in the hustle and bustle. But the truth is, if you're always focused on others and not on yourself, you will eventually burn out. Focus on your own health, mental, emotional, and physical. Because that's where true power comes from. And when you take care of yourself, you can give even more to the people and things you care about. So ask yourself, are you making time for yourself? Are you taking care of your own happiness, health, and well-being? Because when you focus on yourself in a healthy, productive way, you elevate every aspect of your life and everyone around you. Success is not achieved by a lucky break or a single moment of inspiration. It is the result of consistent, disciplined effort. Discipline is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. It's the daily, sometimes grueling work that ensures you stay on the path toward your goals, even when motivation fades or the excitement wears off. Discipline isn't just about following rules. It's about creating a routine that supports your growth and helps you build the habits that will lead to success. It's about making choices every day that bring you closer to your goals, whether it's waking up early to work on your craft, sticking to a budget, or staying focused when distractions are all around you. Discipline means doing what you know you should do, even when you don't feel like it. But discipline also means being intentional with your time and energy. It's about deciding in advance how you'll spend each day, prioritizing what matters most, and consistently working toward the long-term vision you've set for yourself. It's easy to get caught up in short-term pleasures and distractions, but true discipline is about resisting those temptations and staying focused on the bigger picture. Building discipline requires self-control, but it's also about developing self-awareness. It's about understanding where you struggle and putting systems in place to support your growth. If you know that you tend to procrastinate, discipline might look like setting small, actionable steps that lead to your larger goals. If you know, discipline is the art of making your actions align with your long-term values, regardless of the immediate temptations. The beauty of discipline is that it compounds over time. The small actions you take every day, though they may seem insignificant in the moment, build up to massive results. When you consistently show up, when you put in the effort, even when you don't feel like it, you are building the foundation for success. But success doesn't happen overnight. It's the sum of all those disciplined decisions made day after day. And here's the most important part. Discipline isn't just about doing the work. It's about staying the course. You will face days when you feel like quitting, when things don't go as planned, when the challenges seem insurmountable. But discipline is what keeps you moving forward even in those moments. It's the resolve to get up, do the work, and trust that the results will come if you just keep at it. So ask yourself, are you committed to the process? Are you ready to cultivate the discipline it takes to turn your dreams into reality? Because when you build discipline, you build success, one consistent action at a time. In today's world, distractions are everywhere. Social media, news, messages, emails, and even well-meaning friends and family. Everywhere you turn, there's something demanding your attention. But here's the truth. Distractions are the enemy of progress. If you let every little thing pull you in 1,000 directions, you'll never have the focus or the energy to accomplish what truly matters. To truly focus on yourself and achieve the success you desire, you need to eliminate or minimize distractions. This doesn't mean ignoring the people in your life or shutting out the world completely, but it does mean being intentional about where you put your time and attention. You need to prioritize your goals and create an environment where you can concentrate and make progress on them. That means saying no to the things that don't align with your objectives, even when they seem important in the moment. One of the most powerful ways to eliminate distractions is to identify the ones that are most persistent in your life. Is it the constant ping of your phone? Is it a cluttered workspace? Is it your own tendency to procrastinate or get caught up in busy work? The first step is awareness. Once you identify what's distracting you, you can take steps to eliminate or manage those distractions. For example, you can turn off notifications when you're working on something important, set specific times during the day for social media or phone calls, and even create a designated workspace where distractions are minimized. You need to protect your time the way you would protect your most valuable asset, because that's exactly what it is. Time is the one thing you can never get back, so you must be intentional about how you spend it. But it's not just about controlling external distractions. There's also the challenge of mental distractions. The thoughts that constantly race through your mind, pulling your focus in 100 different directions. The way to deal with this is by practicing mindfulness and developing the ability to control your thoughts. When you catch yourself drifting away from the task at hand, gently bring your focus back to the present moment. With practice, you'll train your mind to stay focused and quiet the mental noise that tries to pull you off course. Focusing on yourself requires a commitment to maintaining that focus even when distractions are strong. It's easy to let the world pull you in different directions, but it's in those moments of stillness, of single-minded focus, that you make the most progress. The more you focus on the things that matter most, the more momentum you build and the closer you get to your goals. And don't forget the importance of downtime and relaxation in the process. While focus is crucial, you also need to recharge so that you can give your best effort. But when you're focused on the right things, when you eliminate distractions and make space for what truly matters, you will be able to maximize your productivity during the time that you do work and enjoy your downtime without the guilt or the constant feeling that you should be doing something else. So ask yourself, are you letting distractions control you, or are you in control of your focus? Because when you learn to manage distractions and keep your attention where it belongs, you unlock the power to make real, lasting progress toward your goals. Your growth, your success, your journey, they all require effort. And not just any effort, but consistent, focused effort. You cannot expect results from half-hearted attempts. Commitment is the engine that drives progress. Without it, you're just going through the motions, waiting for things to magically happen. But here's the truth. Nothing happens without commitment. Nothing happens without commitment. You have to choose to commit to your goals, to your dreams, and to yourself. And that means showing up every single day, no matter how you feel or what obstacles arise. Commitment is about making a decision to stick with something even when the initial excitement fades. At first, the journey might seem easy. Everything feels new, and motivation is high. But when the grind starts to set in, when you face obstacles, or when you don't see instant results, that's when commitment is tested. True commitment is not about how you start, it's about how you finish. When you commit to something, you don't give yourself the option to quit. You don't look for an easy way out. Instead, you make the choice to continue, to keep pushing forward no matter the setbacks. You accept that there will be bumps along the way, but you keep moving. You understand that growth is not linear, and sometimes the progress you make is slower than you expect. But as long as you stay committed, you'll keep inching closer to your goals. It's easy to stay committed when things are going well, but commitment is truly tested when life gets tough, when the challenges feel insurmountable, when you're tired, when you don't feel like putting in the effort. That's when commitment shows up the most. It's in those moments when your commitment to your goals defines whether you rise or fall. And let me tell you this, it's the people who continue to show up, even when it's hard, that eventually achieve what they set out to do. Part of commitment is holding yourself accountable. When you commit to something, you take full responsibility for the outcome. You don't blame others or make excuses. You hold yourself to the standard of doing whatever it takes to reach your goals. Accountability is the anchor that keeps you grounded, and it ensures that you stay true to your commitment. Another important aspect of commitment is perseverance. Life will test you, and there will be times when you feel like everything is working against you. But perseverance is the act of refusing to quit even when you feel like you can't go on. It's about pushing through the discomfort, pushing through the doubt, and continuing to take action even when the results aren't immediately visible. Commitment also means making sacrifices. Sometimes, in order to pursue your goals, you have to give up certain things, whether it's your free time, your comfort zone, or the immediate pleasures that keep you from staying focused. It's about understanding that the effort you put in now will pay off later. When you commit to something bigger than yourself, you're willing to make those sacrifices in the short term to reap the rewards in the long term. So ask yourself, are you truly committed to your goals? Are you willing to show up every day, even when it's hard? Because when you commit with everything you've got, when you put in the effort without expecting shortcuts, that's when you start to see the real results. Commitment isn't easy, but it's the only way to achieve greatness.